Hey, Fit Pros, I think we are live. How are you? Yay, we are streaming to Facebook. Okay, I'm going a minute early. I'm coming in a minute early, you guys, because last week we had Richard Playfair on and he was talking about some of the different best practices for your live streams. And one of the things he said was that you should go on 5 minutes early. So I'm coming on 5 minutes early, y'all. And it is good to have you here. I'm going to tell you guys some stuff. So today we are talking about teaching vacations. And I'm really excited to talk about this subject. And I'll tell you why. Right now, the term that keeps coming to mind for me is the messy middle. We are really in the messy middle of this whole situation. And I think that some of us may have thought we were coming out of it soon, or that, a different situation was going to be happening in a few weeks. And I don't know about you guys, but it just doesn't seem like it's really happening. And so, we're not at the end. We're in the middle. It's ick. So it's a good time to come in and start talking about something else. Let's talk about something else for a week. This week I've got Suzelle Snowden coming on Thursday. She owns Fit Bodies Travel, and she is going to talk about the future of teaching vacations. And so today I thought I would come on, I would tell you about my experience with teaching vacations. So in the next half hour, 45 minutes, you are going to leave this Facebook Live with all the information that you need in order to plan a teaching vacation for you and your family, or you and your girlfriends, or you and your significant other, or you and your guy friends, whatever. So you're going to get all the information. I'm going to show you some really embarrassing pictures of me from 10 years ago. I'm going to show you an embarrassing picture of me from this morning. And so let's get into it, y'all. It is 2:00. I'm trying to find where I can find the live stream. Okay, so I see it here, and that's not the best place. You guys, give me just 1 second. Forgive me, but I'm gonna, I want to make sure that I can see your comments and your questions. So give me just 1 sec and let me make sure that I've got you guys up here and I can see what's going on. Okay, so here I can see myself on the iPad, and that's how I can see you, because I am gonna use Zoom today. So for you technical geeks that want to know how I'm doing this, because you're using this information for your virtual classes, I'm using Zoom, and I'm broadcasting to Facebook from Zoom. And I'm doing that today because I've got some things that I want to share my screen, and I can't do that with Facebook Live, but I can do it with Zoom. So I'm broadcasting the Zoom to the Facebook, even though normally I only do that when I've got a guest. Okay, and so I can see you guys on here now. I see you guys on here because I can see on the Facebook through the iPad. I want you to throw me some hearts and show me that you're here, you guys. One of the things, throw up some hearts. Come on, give them to me. Let's do this. All right. I'm waiting for that. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you guys this morning. So I taught my yoga class. I teach my 8 a.m. yoga class on Tuesday and Thursday. And so I taught my yoga class. And a while back, when the quarantine first started, I was over at my local Wally World, which is what I call Walmart. And I was super excited because I found these snakeskin leggings that I thought were fantastic. And they had pockets in the sides. And I love leggings with pockets in the sides. So I was like, yes, I don't even care how much they cost. I'm getting them. So excited about them. Bought 2 pairs, you guys, 2 pairs. And they've got pockets in the sides, so I can take my wireless mic and I can stick it in the pocket. I don't have to wear that belt, which, I don't really like to wear. And I get up to the register and they were $3. They were on clearance, but they weren't marked. So they were $3. And I was like, yes. So I go out this morning and I'm at my sister's beach house. And so the scenery is really beautiful. go out to the end of the pier. So you can kind of see the pier in the window right there, but I'm going to show you a picture in a second. I went to the end of the pier. I get all set up and I am about to do my yoga class. And the end of the pier, y'all, is covered in seagull stuff. I mean, covered. And so I do my class. I end up with, seagull stuff all on my hands. It ended up on my pants. It was terrible. Not that I can complain because I'm in a beautiful location, but it was terrible. It was really gross. And in the middle of class, like weird things were happening during class this morning. I'm going to make this story shorter. There were things swirling around in the water at the end of the pier. And I was like, oh my gosh, is there a shark out there? What's going on? Turned out this huge swarm of stingrays came by. And I mean, they were really big, like 4 feet long or something. And then a paddleboarder came up and started talking to me while I was trying to teach. It was just this really strange morning. So then I get to the end of class and I look at my Facebook feed and I realize that Eileen, God bless you, Eileen, thank you, because I would not have known there was a problem, is telling me that I wasn't showing up. The audio wasn't working. So the whole time I was teaching, my audio was kind of going in and out, and that stunk. So the video didn't turn out very well. And so then I go back and I start checking it out. And that is when I realized, y'all, I'm going to share my screen here. That's when I realized that my snakeskin leggings that I love so much look terrible on me. And I am never, ever wearing them again. So there's my screen. There's my little screenshot. Here's my shirt riding up, which I don't want to happen. Here's what I look like in those leggings. They are not cute. And here is all the seagull stuff all over the dock, y'all. So that was my morning. I don't know how your morning was, but that wasn't the ideal start to my morning, and it really made me sad. And then I come home and I'm doing my work and getting my shower and everything, and then I'm chatting on Facebook with a member, Justine Walters, and then she sent me the cutest picture, and it cheered me right back up. So I'm gonna show you this picture. You guys, how great is that? Oh wait, hold on, I didn't share my screen. Let me go back. Let me share my screen. All right. Look at that. Does that just make your day? I love that picture. Look at that. So that's Justine, and that is her partner, Tony. And they are partners in a recreation facility of some type. And I'll let her tell us more maybe in the comments. But they're working right now on their reopening plan, and they may be able to do a partial reopening where they're able to get the instructors in, and the instructors are able to teach in the space that they normally teach in, which will be great. You guys, I don't see anybody throwing any comments up here. Are you guys there? Will you give me some love here? Here we go. I see Eileen is here. I see Marie is here. She says my outfit and the scenery was very nice. Marie, the scenery was very nice. Thank you. You are completely too kind. Yeah, so okay, you guys are here. I see you. We are enjoying this picture of Justine and Tony, which I just love. I think maybe we should do a contest or a post where we put up pictures of us with our partners or our business partners or something. Okay, so I'm so glad to be here with you guys today. You guys make my day that you come here and listen to me talk or teach or do whatever I'm doing here. But today we are going to talk about teaching vacations. And I've got a reason that I want to talk about this. The word that keeps occurring to me in my head is the messy middle. And I feel like that's where we are right now. You know, a lot of us thought that the quarantine was going to end. It's not really ending, this weekend, May 2nd, is my husband's birthday, and I thought we were going to get to go out on the boat and spend time with friends, and just found out that in South Carolina, you're not really allowed to be out on the lake with friends. You can only have like 3 people on your boat, and you can't tie up, and just a big like wah wah, kind of like those snakeskin leggings. Just things could definitely be worse, but they're not great, and we're hoping to come out of this. I know some of us really do have real struggles with this situation. I was watching a video earlier when I was thinking about that term, the messy middle, and that term comes from some business books that I've read, where they talk about how a project has a start and a finish, and we get really excited in the beginning. We're like super pumped about things. Something is exciting to talk about, all the possibilities. You know, when I started the Fit Pro show, which I started out of necessity because of the quarantines, and it's so exciting, and it is every time I come on with you guys. It's so exciting to hear from you. It's so exciting to be able to serve you with what I've got inside of me. But you know, there's that piece where you have to endure. So you go from start to endure, and that's where you're doing the work, but it's not like all accolades and adoration and the news covering you and all of those things. It's like, this is where you have to get the work done. And that's where we are right now. For you guys, that is, you know, you have to get the work done of creating your virtual classes, of creating some sort of plan for going back to the gym, for maybe creating a plan of what you're going to do if you're not going back to the gym. But it's kind of that work area. And then once you have been in endurance for a while, then there's this optimized place. So you're not at the finish line yet. You're at this place where you've done the work and now you're improving the work, or you've got the processes in place and now you're improving the processes. So it's this other stage, and then you get to the finish, and then the finish is that place where you get those accolades and everything's really exciting again. And so right now we're just in the messy middle, and it can feel a little blah. So I was able to invite Suzelle to be on the show. Oh, let me back up 1 second, because I want to say a few more things about the messy middle. I think it's important for us to recognize where we are. Progress is not a straight line. So right now we are in the middle of more like a crisis, but we are hoping to come out of this better. So we're going to come out of this stronger. We're going to come out of this better. We were here. We were in a great place. We are going through something. We need to innovate. We need to adjust, and we want to end up in a better place. So in order to do that, we have to make progress, right? We have to learn some things. We have to innovate. We have to come up with new ideas. We have to execute on those new ideas. And progress is not a straight line. It's not from here to here. It's more like cliff, back up. It's work. It's uncertainty. It's refinement. It's taking feedback. So progress is not a straight line. It's fits and starts, and the glory is in the beginning and the glory is at the end. We are in the messy middle. We are in the fits and starts. We are in the up and downs. The video that I watched this morning that is really valuable, I will put the link to it in the comments. As a matter of fact, can I do that right now? I'll do it at the end. And but the video was from Scott Belsky, who is the co-founder of 99U, and he's also the co-founder of Behance. And if any of you guys are in the creative field at all in any of your other work, you might know Behance because it's a meeting place for professionals, and there's all kinds of stuff there for creative professionals. So like graphic designers and web designers like I am, and all that kind of stuff. So great video. It's on YouTube. I'm going to put up the link. It was about 38 minutes long, and it's all about the messy middle. He actually wrote a book about the messy middle. One, well, two other things, two other points that he made about the messy middle. And the first one was that a lot of times when we are in the messy middle, when we're in this place where it's not the start, it's not the finish. So it's not the, for this quarantine period that we're in, this crisis that we're in, it's not the place where we're having to jump in and figure everything out, which can be exciting and new and kind of fun in a way. It's not that, it's also not that place in the beginning where we were really scared, and so even though it's not fun, it's a big adrenaline hit. Now we're in the middle. We're like, okay, whatever we are dealing with here, whatever our resources are, whatever our situation is, it's gonna be that way for a while. So we're dealing with it. I'm sorry, I've got a fly in my face. And at the end, there's going to be a big sense of relief, hopefully for every single one of us. Hopefully we have made it through, we've progressed, we've improved. And I think if you are here watching me, it's because you've got that same kind of sense, or at least the hope for that same kind of sense, that at the end of this, it's going to be a better situation. So in the middle, though, sometimes we can get bogged down with what he referred to as insecurity work. And so it's these things that you do that kind of make you feel better and make you feel like you're doing work, but it's actually not moving the needle toward your objective. So for me, and I'm just going to give you the example of me and right now and the way that I'm doing things. So I have a marketing business. My marketing business is just kind of moving along. It's the same as it's always been. And what I've realized is that I have so much passion for this group, and I really want to be just serving this group as close to full-time as possible. And that's what I'm trying to do with the Fit Pros show, and with some other things that I'm doing, is just serve you guys and maybe start to make that a little bit of my business. And so with the insecurity work piece of that, that's like me checking like the statistics on the group all the time, or like you might see me like over posting, or making too many like offers, or thinking through things too much. But a lot about like checking the stats, that would be insecurity work. For you guys, you might see that with your virtual classes, where you might be going to Facebook Live and checking how many times somebody viewed your classes. I do that with my 8 a.m. yoga class. I'll go back like throughout the day. And for me, I got this big dopamine hit in the beginning when I started doing those, because everybody was looking at them. And so I was getting like 1,000 people viewing them each time. And so it's like this huge dopamine rush. And now I have the insecurity work of going back and just checking the stats all the time. Okay, so it's just something to keep in mind, that work does not actually move the needle on the goal. So if you do have something that you are working toward during this time in order to finish higher than we started, be aware that that is a danger, that during the messy middle, you can get bogged down in that insecurity work, and maybe set some time aside so that you can do that, but don't let it take up your whole day. And then the other thing that we can see a lot of is people starting to get in and debate really small minutia. And so I can see this happening with management teams, like group fitness management teams, studio management teams, the management team that might be in charge of the personal trainers, or the wellness room at the Y, that kind of thing. So I'm going to give you an example of how that might translate in my marketing business. I see this all the time with small business owners. They will start a business and they will start thinking about, we've talked about naming before, like they'll start saying, should it be Kelly's Fitness, or should it be Kelly Fitness, and they'll like discuss it for 3 weeks, or they will get 100 logos from, you know, like a Fiverr designer or something, and then they will like debate those 100 logos for weeks, and none of that is moving the needle forward. It's a mental thing. So what happens is it makes people feel like they're working on something, but they're not working on the actual really scary stuff that they need to be working on. They're working on something that feels safer. And so that is something you really want to be aware of during this messy middle. If you're trying to get from point A to point B and you want point B to be better than point A, be aware that is a real danger and something that I see all the time. So I could see that translating with you guys, with people like management teams. Maybe you might start talking about, I don't know, what brand of cleanser you're going to be using to spray down machinery when you open back up. And both of them are 99.9% effective, but you know, one is like I don't know, a penny more expensive or whatever, and it becomes this huge thing. That's what that is. It's people kind of like grabbing onto something that feels safe and then taking a stand on it. And it's just a mental construct. And so it's something to be aware of when you're having these discussions with your team. When you start to feel that happen, if you can recognize what's actually happening, then you can more safely and more effectively move forward. Okay, so we are in the messy middle. That's what we're doing. And we are going to completely refocus and think about something else, just so that we've got some other things to think about. Let me tell you why I think it's important for us to talk about something else this week. You know, you've heard me talk about profit first, which is an accounting methodology that you can use in a small business. So a lot of you guys are starting virtual studios, or you already have a virtual studio, and you're starting to think about like, well, how much money am I supposed to put aside for taxes? All of those kind of things. I recommend that you read this book by Mike Michalowicz, and it's called Profit First. And it is an excellent resource. It has saved my butt in so many ways. Let me make sure I've got a link. I'm writing it down right now. I'm going to make sure that I put a link in the show notes today. All right. So in Profit First, the thing that's important about that accounting methodology is that you start putting aside money for a profit account. And a profit account is different than an owner's pay account. An owner's pay account ensures that you're getting paid every week so that you're still motivated to work on your business. A profit account, you're allowed to take half of that account every 3 months and do something fun with it. And that keeps you rewarded for your hard work. A reward to look forward to is so, so important. And I'm equating that to thinking about a travel situation, both because you could use your profit account for it, but also because a teaching vacation could be a huge reward for you. And so even though we are not traveling right now, we're not looking at traveling right now, it's something that you can start thinking about, and it can make you feel better. There are lots of studies out there that say that the planning of the vacation is actually more enjoyable to some people than the taking of the vacation. And so it's something to start researching, examining. It can be that little distraction that's not one of those insecurity works or debating small minutia kind of distractions. It's a more productive distraction. So you can get through all of your work that's actually going to move the needle, and then you can have your little distraction on the side where you're thinking about this teaching vacation that maybe you're not going to take for a year or a year and a half, but it's something to think about. The other thing, and with these teaching vacations, I was just talking to Suzelle this morning, and she did say that there are dates that you can book all the way into 2021. So it is something where you could really book way far out. But we will talk about that in a few minutes. The other thing about talking about a teaching vacation right now is that, of course, you can book a flight for the fall, the winter, next spring, and it's really, really cheap. We haven't seen flight prices this cheap since 2001. And it's something that you can maybe put on a credit card or something like that, have it paid off by the time you go. And if it doesn't happen, if maybe, God forbid, we are still in quarantine, or I don't know, a resort doesn't open back up or something, uh, the cancellation policies with the airlines are relaxed right now. The change policies are relaxed. The change fees are relaxed for flights. And if there is no reasonable rebooking, airlines are required to give you a refund by law. They are required to give you a refund. So if there's no reasonable way that they can accommodate you, they are required to give you a refund. So it's it's cheap and very low risk to go ahead and book a flight. Okay, so the next part of this talk, y'all, is me telling you about my teaching vacation experience. So I have two experiences with teaching vacations. One is that I did one, it was a long time ago. I've only done one. But the other is that I did help Suzelle with her marketing for a little bit. I, I I wasn't able to keep doing it. I was kind of running out of time and going in too many different directions. But I know a lot about um, teaching vacations through Fit Bodies because I helped them with their marketing. Okay, so in 2010, I booked a teaching vacation to Zoetry in Pereza de la Bonita, which is in Mexico. So let me share my screen and I will show you. That is not it, y'all. That's my desktop. So let me show you Zoetry. All right, so Zoetry is this beautiful resort in Mexico. You land in Cancun, and then you go down the highway to Zoetry, which, if anybody's been down that highway, it's on the way to, what's the name of that small town? It's a small beach town. Anyways, it's on the coast of Mexico under Cancun, and it's near Moon Palace. So it's this tiny little resort, and it's like a 5-star resort. When I was booking, I actually contacted Suzelle. I was like, tell me where to go. And she said, go to Zoetry. At the time, that was like her favorite, one of the best resorts that she had. She has been everywhere. So, of course, I trusted her opinion and I booked it. So, can you guys see my mouse moving when I'm right here? I'm going to show you. So our suite was like right here, and it was so cool. It had a little dip pool down here. It was so beautiful. It was beyond beautiful. So we go there, and let me show you one more thing in this picture before I move on. See this little hut over here by the boats on the left? That is where I taught my yoga classes in the morning. It was so, so beautiful. So beautiful. All right. This is a little bit about the rooms. So I'm showing you their website right now, and then in a minute, I'm going to show you some embarrassing pictures of me because they are 10 years old. All right, so you get your own room, and it's not like you're not going into like the servant quarters or anything. You're getting one of these kind of rooms. I think our room looked a lot like this one. And so, it's not the highest end room, but it's a 5-star resort, y'all. This resort, I'm telling you, if you are ever like watching like one of those shows where they're like, where the stars go on vacation, you will see Zoetry in those shows. I've been watching TV before, and I'm like, oh, I've been there. It is the nicest place you will ever go. So, beautiful room. We had a little plunge pool. It was gorgeous. Okay. When you go on one of these vacations, of course, your dining and your drinks are included. So As an instructor, just like as a regular guest, your dining and drinks are included. And so this is the view of the room that we usually ate lunch in. And you can see out here is the ocean. There were all these really cool little iguanas that would hang out right here, and we kind of like gave them names, and we had so much fun with that. This is a view of this little grill that's out to the side, and you can see that hut, one of those huts that we were talking about in the background. And that place made like these really good like oven stone baked casseroles. Oh, they were ridiculous, super fattening, but so good. And Zoetry is a wellness spa, so they are focused on holistic and organic food. It was delicious. It was also super nutritious. So this is where we ate dinner. You can see these beautiful candlelight tables, and we had this gorgeous ceviche and just really wonderful food every night. And here's another grill where this is poolside, so the pool's over here on the right, and just some tables, and you can sit down and have a drink in the afternoon or have a snack or whatever. It's all included. It's all included. I don't think they had this when I was here, but apparently they do a chef's table thing where you cook with them. Okay, let's move on. Let me check my notes here. So right now I'm just giving you kind of a little overview of the resort that I went to when I did my teaching vacation. Okay, so activities and enrichment. So here's the deal. When you go on a teaching vacation, you are going to be committed to teaching either 2 or 3 classes a day. So you will be committed to teaching, but then in between, your time is your own. So that means that a lot of those activities that they have at the resort you can do, but you're probably not going to be able to book anything off of the resort. So this is an all-inclusive vacation. Your stay is comped, and you are committed to teaching a certain number of classes each day that you're there. Some resorts, I think, have, and we'll ask Suzelle more on Thursday, I believe that some of the resorts have a day that you don't have to teach, but most of them you're teaching every day, except for the day that maybe you travel in. So that means that we were able to do this catamaran tour that they are on here because it was an evening tour. It was after my scheduled teaching times. So this picture right here, you guys, is a picture that you'll see a lot if you do ever see this resort on TV, because they're talking about like how a star went there or got married there or whatever. You'll see this picture. And this is the sweat lodge ceremony. It was so cool. It felt amazing. And you leave that sweat lodge ceremony just feeling super cleansed and relaxed. This is the catamaran tour. So we were able to do both of those. All right, and then there's some other things that they're outlining there, but we did not do those things. Okay, so that's a little tour of some of the experiences. There's the picture of me in my awful pants. Okay, so here, y'all, this is what I want to show you. When we arrived at the Cancun airport and we come out, let me first tell you, I originally booked this trip for me and my husband, and he ended up getting called. He was joining the National Guard at the time, and he ended up getting called to go to boot camp a few weeks before we went on vacation. So I ended up taking my little sister. I have 2 sisters. And so my littlest sister had just graduated from college, and I took her as her graduation gift. So we walk out of the airport, and this guy comes to get us, and he is driving one of these beautiful Cadillac Escalades. And we walk up, and he gets in the back, and he like he's doing something. We're like, what's going on? He's like pouring us some champagne, and then he opens the door, and this little thing like comes down, like, and then we step up into this car, and it's leather and just super beautiful, and we're drinking our champagne, and he takes us to the resort. So this was kind of like the first picture we took of the resort. It was us just being amazed that we got this nice ride in this Cadillac Escalade. So there's our driver there, and there's the bottle of champagne, I think. And so then we get to the resort. So these pictures are not at all as beautiful as the ones on their website, but I thought they would be fun to show you guys. So there were peacocks all over the property, which was pretty cool. I loved that. So here's one. He doesn't have his feathers out. You get this beautiful stone tub in your room, and the water comes out of this lion's head, which we thought was amazing. And here is my beautiful little sister in front of one of those lions that I showed you guys earlier. And then here's another embarrassing picture of me. So you can see I had bangs at one point. So there's a picture of me with bangs and my sister enjoying a drink. They had all kinds of wildlife all over the property. So little parrot. And here is us at dinner. There's the bangs. Okay, so that's just a few pictures. I thank you for indulging me and looking at those. I think they're kind of fun. And it's really fun to go back and just think about. So I think the thing that I want you to take away from thinking about the experience of doing a teaching vacation is that even though I taught 2 yoga classes every day, it was one of the most relaxing experiences of my life. So I had those responsibilities, but I still was able to lay around, have a drink, be waited on. And everything was so well done, as it is at, a 5-star all-inclusive resort like that. Everything was so well done that it just kind of takes all your cares away. So at Zoetry, they put Bulgari on everything. So Bulgari the blank, it's a, I don't know, they just put it on a lot of the stuff. So when I was teaching, they would give me these towels to give everybody at the end of the class, and they'd be like these nice, cool, damp towels. And they would put just like a drop of Bulgari the blank in those towels. And to this day, I bought a little bottle of it, and if I smell that, it just relaxes me. It takes me back to being so relaxed on that vacation. So I think that's the thing that you can take away, if nothing else, that even though you go with some responsibilities, you're still able to really, really enjoy the time that you're there. Okay, so let's talk about specifics. So I gave you the tour. I showed you my embarrassing pictures, the costs. So when you book a teaching vacation, and I swear this is not a commercial for Fit Bodies. We do have Suzelle here on Thursday, and so we can ask her our questions. But I would love to hear about everybody else's experience with other programs, with anything. I know somebody the other day mentioned that they had considered doing a cruise ship. And I think those engagements are a couple months long. So it's a little bit different of a situation. With a teaching vacation through Fit Bodies, what you're looking at is a week. So you're usually going to travel in on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then you're going to leave on a Saturday or a Sunday. And that'll be the day that you don't teach. And then the other days you teach for them. And your stay is comped in exchange for your skills. There are fitness positions, there are like Zumba positions, aqua positions, of course, yoga, tennis pros. I think they are still booking massage therapists and different things like that as well. So even skilled hands-on kind of wellness things, you can do a teaching vacation or a working vacation with those. So travel in, it's comped. You do pay an admin fee to Fit Pros travel, Fit Bodies travel. So, and I think that's true with any of the services that you would use. There are others. You pay an admin fee for the vacations that they are currently booking for. I think they're 450 to 550, the admin fee. So it's not the lowest thing ever. This isn't something you're going to do every week, especially as an instructor or a personal trainer, because we don't get rich doing this, but it is affordable and it is a level of vacation that you're not just going to pay out of pocket for normally. Um, Depending on who you are. I don't know who you are. I mean, I know a lot of you guys, but all right. So admin fee, you do pay for your own flight, and which is why we're talking about this now, because flights are super, super cheap. You do pay for a resort gift. So at the time that I traveled, and I believe it's the same now, you were required to bring something that's going to be of value between like 100 and 150 bucks. So here's the way that works. A lot of these resorts are in third world countries or in places outside of the United States where they can't get some of the same fitness and wellness type of products that we can get, or it's harder for them to get them, or if they have them shipped in, they end up having issues. So they require you to bring a gift, and it's something like aqua paddles or I don't know, towels, like something that you could put in your suitcase that they don't then have to get shipped in. And so it's like your gift to the resort. And then sometimes your transfer from the airport may be an add-on, or sometimes it may be included. But those are the things you can count on paying for. The rest of it is comped. Okay, so preparing for your travel experience, you have to register with your service. So if that is Fit Pros or whoever that is, you're going to register with them. You're going to upload a photo. You're going to tell them all about your certifications. You're going to make a profile. And then from there, you can shop for the vacation that you want to go on. That's really, I guess, besides having a passport, that's really all I needed to do to prepare for that trip. So passport, profile with the travel people, and then booking the flights and making sure that the resort knew when I was going to be there so that they could come pick me up in my beautiful Cadillac Escalade. I've already told you what you can expect in terms of your teaching schedule. So you're going to teach a couple times, and that is going to be your payment for your stay there. You know, the other thing I can say about your teaching schedule is that they're going to put like a big picture of you up somewhere in the resort or in a couple places in the resort, and they may even send an email. They're kind of going to treat you like a celebrity guest trainer or a celebrity guest instructor. So people are going to like know who you are. They're going to have seen your picture, and they're going to kind of make a big deal over you. So it's kind of cute and fun. And then I let you know about the excursions that, of course, when you're at an all-inclusive resort, there are opportunities to go off the property. You probably won't get to do that unless you somehow add some days on or something, but you can't leave for a whole day because you will have that commitment on the resort. That being said, I know I didn't need it, especially because I was traveling we were two young women. I was younger at the time, and my sister was pretty young. It was our first time out of the country, so we weren't really interested in going off of the property. We were completely good staying there. Okay, you guys, that is a lot of information. Hey, so it's time for you to ask me some questions. Do you guys have questions about anything that I've covered with you today, or anything that I can answer about my experience? So you have two opportunities this week to ask questions. Today's your opportunity to ask me kind of your questions outside of having Suzelle here. I don't see that she's even watching, although she might be. But if you've got questions that you just want me to answer, now's the time to throw them in and let me answer them. If you have questions for Suzelle, you can either DM them to me between now and Thursday, or you can throw them up here and I can kind of collect them, or you can just throw them into the conversation on Thursday while we're talking. Okay, so I don't see you guys asking any questions. Throw me some hearts up. Tell me that you're still here. No hearts. Come on, y'all. You got this. Make it happen. Make it rain. Make it rain. Okay, so the other thing I want to ask of you guys. Oh, what about mic, music, etc.? So Michelle, great question. Thank you. So for me, I did yoga. I played my own music. I think that has been the experience of everyone that I've known that has gone and taught, is that they went ahead and brought their own music. There is a stereo there. I believe there is a mic there. Although you guys, with what we're going through, I think everybody is probably thinking of going on to fitminusmics.com and buying their own mic. I think it's probably a good idea. I know this USB one that I used this morning was only like $150. And so it's probably a good idea to get your own mic, but I do believe they have that stuff there. And the groups are smaller. So you see, if you go onto the Fit Bodies Travel website, you'll see all kinds of pictures of the instructors teaching, and they're teaching like on the beach or in a field or by the pool. And so a lot of times they'll just use like a big speaker and maybe hand cues or yelling. They may not have a mic just because of the environment that they're teaching in. So great question. Marie, thank you. Marie says, I'm going to blush right now. Marie said, what about makeup when filming on Zoom to look great? Oh, I thought she said I look great. All right. So I'm not going to blush. So Marie, great question. So Marie is not talking right now about teaching vacations. She's moving on to just like general questions. That is a topic that I have really been wanting to find an expert to cover. I would love to get somebody on to talk about hair and makeup for virtual sessions, and I haven't been able to find anybody yet. So if you guys know of anybody that might want to come on, and maybe a makeup artist that has worked with, Beachbody or Les Mills, or anybody else that that has been on a set and actually working with the hair and makeup, I would love to have that on the show. My experience so far with teaching and with hair and makeup, specifically for teaching, not for like right now when I'm doing this and I'm not sweating, is my best bet has been just some waterproof mascara, a little bit of uplining. So that's where you take the eyeliner and you just go up under the ridge right here. I do that when I teach because it doesn't drip as much. It gets kind of like up under, and that'll make like a nice line, but it won't drip. So waterproof mascara, a little bit of uplining, and then maybe some tinted lip gloss. And that is what I've been doing for my makeup. I find that I cannot get through an entire virtual class with my hair down. And so I go ahead and put my hair up right away, even though it doesn't look as good on camera. I just am not going to be able to teach a class with my hair down. And I think that's just personal preference. Okay, and then Eileen is asking if we can do a session on how to link Zoom to Facebook Live. Sure, y'all, I can do that. I'll tape a little session on that and throw it up for you guys, because I think that might be best if I pre-record that. So I'll make that happen for you, Eileen. Okay, what else? a tutorial on. So you guys are asking some real specific questions about filming. I love that. And I can definitely get you guys that information. So she was asking about being able to see your full body. The secret there is to put the camera on a tripod and only have it about belly button height. And then you back up and you can see the top and you can see the bottom. Okay, y'all. Anything else before we move on and wrap this up today? I'll make you guys those tutorials, and let's talk about Thursday. So Suzelle's going to be here Thursday. I'm really excited to have her on. I think she is going to have some really interesting things to say about, opening travel back up and what the future of just this whole thing kind of looks like. She may have some insight into timing and that sort of thing. I think it's going to be a really, really good session. So I'm excited to have her. Suzelle is also just a consummate educator and professional and has been in the industry for a really long time. So there's a lot of knowledge that she can impart to us. And then the other thing that I will say to you guys is please go out and make your profile on Fit Pros Connect. I know I say it every time and I'm saying it again today. Love you guys so much. Fit Pros Connect is going to be the place where your profile can be found by gym owners and other instructors in your area. You can be found by the format that you teach. A lot of people have been using it to post their virtual classes schedule. So if you are teaching on Facebook Live and you don't have any kind of a website or way to get that word out right now, go on to Fit Pros Connect, make your profile. It's free. Your profile is always free for instructors and personal trainers. Go on there, make your profile, and then in the About section, you can post your virtual classes schedule. So maybe give a little information about what you're teaching, post your virtual classes schedule, and then send me a link to your profile. Just send it through the DMs or send it to Kelly at fitprosconnect.com. And I will do a little magic in Google to make sure that Google knows your profile is out there and they go in and boop, 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 they read it all. And then people like in your area or people who are looking for that specific type of class can find you on Fit Pros Connect because you have put that in. So your profile on Fit Pros Connect is visible to Google and consumers can find you, even though that's not really what that tool is meant for. It's meant to be a connecting place between professionals. You can use your About section as kind of like a public facing profile, if that makes sense. So it's been really good for that. It's a great tool for that right now because we need it and because it does very well in search. I think there are other times that you would want to have information in your profile searched by Google too. And so that is a completely appropriate use of your profile in Fit Pros Connect. All right. Anything else before I sign off? Y'all, you're getting me through this. Thank you so much for watching and being with me and being so kind and generous and throwing up your questions and your love. I just appreciate you guys. All right. So we will talk on Thursday and send me anything you need from me before that if there's any way I can help out or be of service. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.